Well, good Thursday evening, Arkansas. This is Chief Forecaster coming back here once again, here to give you guys your evening forecast video before your 7-day forecast comes out later on this evening here. So, a couple of things while I have your attention. Tomorrow, depending on what model data looks like and kind of what the trends are, I'm probably going to do a live stream around this time tomorrow evening here. So for those that are trying to figure out, when we're going live, what we're going to talk about and stuff, we're just kind of waiting to see how the overall trends are going to look, and I'll probably do a live stream sometime around this time tomorrow evening here. So before we get into all of that for Saturday, let's talk about what's going on right now here, and it is definitely warmer than it has been over the last couple of days. Take a look out west. You've got temperatures in the low to mid 60s to low 70s out there here. So near 60 degrees in Fayetteville right now, 61 in Fort Smith, 59 in DeQueen, 59 in Mena, 55 in Texarkana, 57 here in the metro at this current time, 55 in Mount Holm, 52 in West Memphis, and 52 in Jonesboro at this current time here. So let's go ahead and dive into your evening highlights here, guys. And this just kind of tells you what's going on here. So for Friday night, which is tomorrow night through Saturday, we are going to have to watch out for the potential of some severe weather here. Now, the confidence of tomorrow night through Saturday morning is decreasing rapidly, while the confidence of Saturday late morning into the afternoon hours is starting to increase, especially for our folks in central, eastern, and southern Arkansas. So I'm going to go over that coming up here in just a little bit. Colder and quiet weather returns as we get towards next week here, so we go back to how we were beforehand. And you guys noticed it today, you're going to notice it tonight, and especially tomorrow. Wind gusts almost to 40 miles per hour will be possible, especially in the higher elevations of northwest Arkansas and western Arkansas at this point here. So let's go ahead and dive into the severe weather threat for tomorrow and the Saturday here. So we do have that marginal risk in place right now, mainly for a large hail threat from much of western and portions of central Arkansas. It is going to be a rather questionable thing if this risk is maintained, because the newest trends today has backed off significantly on any thunderstorm activity for tomorrow night, but has increased significantly for thunderstorm activity as we get towards late Saturday morning into the afternoon hours. But for right now, we do have that marginal risk in place for the potential of seeing some large hail as we get towards tomorrow night here. Now, let's dive into Saturday here. And I know there's been a lot of social media pages saying, the tornado threat's like super low. I have maintained the low risk for tornadoes unless the SPC says otherwise. We don't just change our stuff until they say, the tornado threat is very low here. And even then, you still got to have your guard up, folks. And I'm going to talk to you guys about that coming up here in just a little bit. But western and northern Arkansas, it does appear now that the frontal boundary is going to be fast enough to prevent a severe threat up there. However, there is growing concern that the frontal boundary will likely stall out across, I would say, north central Arkansas down into western Arkansas here, which will put central, eastern, and all of southern Arkansas at risk for seeing severe weather as we get towards Saturday afternoon. We're still monitoring the situation. We're getting new data. I told you guys about this last night, that the system was going to come on shore. We're going to get the upper air network to give us more data on the system, and we're going to diagnose the severe weather threat over the next day or so here. But all modes are still in place as we get towards tomorrow here. Saturday, mainly across central, southern, and also into eastern Arkansas at this point. For those that are wondering about when it's going to be cold and snow and stuff like that, go check us out on our winter outlooks. It's going to be on YouTube and Facebook. Also, if you haven't joined our Patreon already, I highly suggest it, because we're now starting to talk about the pattern coming up for the Christmas time frame. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's a very interesting pattern here. So if you want that early access to kind of look and see what to expect around that Christmas time frame, that is going to be patreon.com/Arkansas Weather Watchers if you want to go check that out here. So for tonight, temperatures much warmer than they have been over the last couple of nights here. Upper 40s, the low to mid 50s, the wind gusts 25 to 30 miles per hour. Could be some locally higher amounts not a, well, some locally higher wind gusts across the higher elevations of northwestern Arkansas and the Ouachitas down there in western Arkansas here. So, bear with me for just a second. We're going to dive into some model data here. And like I mentioned before, model data has been kind of all over the place over the last couple of days here. You know, back at the early part of this week, we were talking about snow potential on Saturday, and now we're talking severe weather potential, but we're now still trying to figure out the timing. And right now, for those that want that specific hour-by-hour timing, I can't give you that right now. As frustrating as that is, I can't give you that right now, but I'm going to try to make a timing map either late tonight or it's going to be on your doorstep first thing tomorrow morning here. So just be patient with us, guys. Like I said before, we're still getting that model data in at this point. So let's take a look at the NAM model here, and I'm going to kind of speed blitz this through. So this is during the morning hours tomorrow morning. Dew points already surged in near 60 degrees to our west. 30s and 40s here. That represents a lot of dry air across the board. Now let's take this out all the way through. This is going to be 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Dew points in the in the mid to upper 50s to low 60s across the area here. So we should have those 60-degree dew points, even some mid 60-degree dew points down here in southern Arkansas by the time we get towards tomorrow night. That's going to set the stage for the potential seeing some severe weather as we get towards your Saturday time frame here. Now notice something. Northwest Arkansas, I think you're going to be good. I think you're going to be good up there. I think the front boundary is going to get to you quick. We should end things pretty fast here. Now what's going to happen is you get into noon, you notice how the front boundary is slowly making its way through the strait. A couple of days ago, we were expecting this front boundary to just be in, out, gone, and that was it. New data is starting to slow down this front boundary, which will increase the severe weather threat, especially for our folks in central and south Arkansas, significantly. So something we're going to have to watch very closely here. But you can see this is about 3 o'clock now. There's your dew points across south Arkansas, and there's 70-degree dew points down there. That's going to bring a lot of potential for severe weather down there. And the front boundary now does not clear the state until 10 p.m. on Saturday. So we're going to have to monitor southern Arkansas, central and eastern Arkansas all Saturday afternoon and this Saturday night. That could have an impact on our state championship game here at War Memorial. I'll have more information about that coming up tomorrow here. Now, let's dive in over to the other NAM model real quickly here, and this one is a little bit slower than its counterpart. This is noon on Saturday, and you can see the front boundary is having a tough time pushing its way through the state. This is what I was originally worried about. I told you guys if the front boundary slowed down, we were going to have to watch out for that increased severe weather potential here. And we can go over to our surface instability, and you can see with the NAM, 1,700, 2,000 cape in place across the area with a new surface layer that looks like it's developing out here in southeastern Oklahoma down in northeast Texas. This is something that we're going to monitor very, very closely. If this continues, we could see an upgrade to an enhanced risk for mainly damaging winds and large hail. I cannot rule out the tornado threat, but something we're going to monitor over the next day or so here. But there are new progressions now, new data coming in, suggesting that the front boundary will stall out for at least a couple of hours across north central Arkansas before pushing its way through as we get towards Saturday evening here. So something that we're going to monitor. Damaging winds remain the biggest threat. However, I cannot rule out the potential of a couple of tornadoes and also large hail here. So let's go over to the convective reflectivity. So this is your kind of looking at radar, just kind of giving a visual of what radar looks like. And let's take this through. So you can see by 4 p.m. we've got some supercells up here in northeastern Arkansas pushing through. Let's take this out a little bit further here. And you can see by 6 p.m. look down here in southeastern Arkansas, El Dorado, Pine Bluff, Stuttgart, over to Helena, down into Monticello. You're going to have to watch this for the potential of large hail, damaging winds, and the potential of a couple of tornadoes here. Now, granted, things can and will change between now and then. There are some other short-range model guidance that are a little bit more aggressive with the thunderstorm activity than the NAM is. Let's take this out. This is the FV3. I like using the FV3. And look at that. A couple of supercells developing near Little Rock, down to El Dorado. This is what we're going to have to monitor as we get towards Saturday. Don't be biased just because it's southern and southeastern Arkansas. Those folks are just as important as for our folks in central and in northern Arkansas here, guys. So something that we're going to continue to monitor. So let's go over to your 7-day forecast real quickly, guys. And tomorrow, 60s, Overnight lows in the upper 40s. Front boundary passes through pretty quick in North Arkansas, so temperatures going to rapidly fall throughout the day. Could be some thunderstorms, heavy rainfall up there. Little to no severe weather up there in northern Arkansas, and then this should be a quiet period coming our way as we get towards the weekend into early next week. Central Arkansas near 70 degrees on Saturday. Some strong to severe thunderstorms will be possible. Like I said, I'm going to have that information for the state championship game coming up here in just a little, well, not in a little bit, excuse me, by tomorrow. But temperatures are going to fall rapidly once that front boundary clears through. So we should put an end to the severe weather threat, I would say probably about 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Not tomorrow afternoon. I don't know why I keep saying tomorrow. Saturday afternoon. And then things should clear out by the time we get towards Saturday night. And then quiet weather returns as we get towards your Sunday and into that Monday time frame. And I switched this over to southern Arkansas real quickly, guys. And those temperatures down there, look at Saturday, 73 degrees in December. Doesn't end well for our folks down there in southern Arkansas. So severe weather is on the table down there, and then by the time we close out the period, things should start to become more quieter and near normal for our area, with temperatures in the mid 50s, low 60s, overnight lows in the 30s. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated right here in your source for all things Arkansas weather.